I'm Francis Dodds, Editorial Director at Burley Dodds Science Publishing. In this video, I'd like to take a closer look at one of our most exciting new titles, Achieving Sustainable Turfgrass Management, which is edited by Professor Michael Fidanza of Pennsylvania State University in the United States. Part 1 looks at physiology, breeding and cultivation. Part 2 looks at the range of biotic and abiotic stresses, and Part 3 has a range of case studies. Well, to give you a better idea of the wealth of material in the book, I picked out a couple of chapters. From Part 1, I picked out Chapter 1, which discusses the range of research on physiological responses of turf grass to abiotic stresses such as drought, heat, freezing and salt stress. The chapter also emphasises how these stresses damage plants and how in turn plants respond to tolerate those conditions. The second chapter is from Part 2 and is Chapter 11, which happens to be open access, on weed management. The chapter discusses developments in synthetic herbicides, alternatives to synthetic herbicides and non-chemical strategies for weed management, including cultural, physical and genetic approaches which can form the basis of an integrated weed management programme. Well, I'll conclude, if I may, by quoting two leading experts in this area. The first is Dr. Cale Bigelow, Professor of Turf Science and Ecology at Purdue University in the States. And he said, as global populations grow, annual climate vagaries increase and biotic and abiotic plant stresses become more uncertain, it is now more important than ever to understand how factors like species selection, edaphic conditions and cultural management decisions influence the ecology and persistence of managed turf systems. In this comprehensive book, Dr. Mike Fidanza has compiled industry-leading turf experts who provide relevant, fact-based insights across an array of key topics to help turf managers keep their modern management goals. And the second expert I'd like to quote is Dr. Peter Landshut, who's Professor of Turfgrass Science at Pennsylvania State University. And he said, as the need for improved sustainability becomes increasingly important in the turfgrass industry, practitioners and academics need up-to-date science-based information on effective measures to deal with stress factors induced by climate change, as well as best practices for optimising the use of valuable resources. This publication will undoubtedly become a standard reference for turfgrass scientists around the world. Well, with comments like that, we believe this title will lay the path towards 21st century turfgrass management. Why not see for yourself?